Hey, what's up, YouTube? I decided to do a video because I came to the realization of something recently, and I wanted to kind of pass that along to you to see if you might join in on it. If you've trolled through Facebook, social media, YouTube at all, you've probably come across at least one video where you've got someone who thinks they really know the law really well acting a fool with a police officer or someone of some type of public service that's in an authority position, whether it's correctional officer, military, police, whatever. They try and go somewhere, do something, trying to instigate some type of argument with these individuals. Got problems with that because some of the times it's firearms related and it makes the firearms community look absurd. Makes us look bad. I don't like it. The others just make Americans look bad. Like we've got nothing better to do than just walk around picking arguments with our law enforcement, you know, community. And that's not the case for the majority of Americans. It's a select few of these people that have no lives, no self-respect, really nothing else going on for them other than the fact that they want attention so badly they're willing to go out there and go, look at me, I can act like a complete absurd moron idiot on a video that I'm taking to put on social media because I've got really nothing better to do with my time than to go act like a fool. They get some type of law where they think, hey, this applies to everywhere that the state owns or everywhere that the government owns, and this law applies to this and this and this and this, and in some instances it's true. I've seen these people really not break the law, but they're not using good common sense, and they're instigating arguments with law enforcement officers who are justified in questioning them. I'm going to give some examples. I'm going to, kind of tell you my thoughts on the issue, but let me tell you some of my problems with this. One, that person's that big of an idiot that they think, hey, this is socially acceptable for me to do this, and to talk this way to that law enforcement officer, the correctional officer, whoever it may be, that I'm going to go out and act this way. I would bend over and wipe my boot with them. My kids aren't allowed to talk that way to anyone, not their teachers, not their elders. Definitely never going to talk to someone who's there to protect and serve that way. That's absurd that you would want to do that, because if your house is burning down, you're going to call a firefighter. You're going to treat them with respect because you want them to save your property and save your life. If someone's trying to murder you, rape you, if someone's broken into your home and you want to be safe, guess who you're going to start showing a little bit more respect to? That police officer that you were just a jerk to. The other reason is it makes us look like, as Americans, we're complete morons. And if it's the firearm related one, it makes us look like crazy people. You're adding fuel to the fire for these anti-gun nuts, saying, well, look at this guy. You're a minority of the gun community, but you're making the most noise. Another issue I have with it is, while you're standing there causing that argument, there could be a real situation that police officer could be addressing and dealing with, and you may cost somebody their life, significant injury, and you're wanting to act a fool and keep that officer tied up on your video. That's absurd to me that you would do that. One of the examples I want to use is the firearms thing, because it irks me more than some person who doesn't have a firearm who wants to act like an idiot. Then, because the anti-gun community, the non-firearm people of America, aren't really in my circle anyways, but I have firearms. These people reflect on me more than those other people do. So here's the thing. Is it legal for me to strap on a plate carrier, cross-sling an AR-15, and walk up and down the street? Yes, it is. And is it also okay for me to deck myself out like Neo from the Matrix, holster everywhere I can put one firearm hanging out of it, and a gun in each hand? To an extent, yes. I can do a lot because in Texas especially, we're not limited on how many firearms we can carry. If we're legal to carry, we can have multiple firearms on us. In Texas, we don't even have to have a license to carry our AR-15s or shotguns or deer rifles or whatever. So I'm going to give you an example of when I was for this and when I was against this. Plate carrier on, AR-15, pistol. When the recruiting office got shot up and those military members lost their lives because they weren't allowed to have a firearm there in their recruiting office, and several veterans did that and went to stand outside and say, "Don't worry, active duty recruiter, I've got you. Someone comes in here, they're going to have to get through me first to get to you." That was us showing support for them, especially as a veteran. That's our brother, regardless of whether we're active duty or not. We're going to protect that person with our lives. We came prepared to do that. I didn't do that, but I was in favor of people doing that who were willing to do that, who wanted to. They weren't acting stupid. They just set up shop right out in front of the recruiting office and sat there peacefully, obeying the laws. And in my hometown, the veterans didn't put on plate carriers and AR-15s. They concealed carried out of respect for the people who would be intimidated for that. They also didn't want to hurt the recruiter's mission by scaring away people. The example of how I'm against it: if you have a group of individuals with plate carriers and AR-15s, especially in this climate of our society and the things that have gone on with mass shootings and all these crazy people, that is the reason why we say we need to carry firearms to protect ourselves from those people. And then the officer comes up to ask you, what are you doing? Why are you here? Why are you presenting yourself in this manner? You want to start an argument with that when any reasonable person would understand why people are uncomfortable. You have an entire fire team, maybe even an entire squad of people with plate carriers and AR-15s for no reason. There's no protest going on. I'm still not even that big a fan of the protest, but you just decided one day, hey, I'm going to strap on everything I have that looks tactical, and I'm going to go start an argument with a police officer. That was your goal of the day, and you make the gun community look like crazy people. That's my issue. Yeah, you may be legal to do that, but a reasonable person would not do that. You take the law and you abuse it, which is the reason why some of our laws get more strict. That's the reason why some of the things that we used to be able to do and enjoy have been removed from us, because people abuse that law. So if you see that going on, don't encourage it. Support your local law enforcement, correctional officer. If you go up to a military installation, guess what? You don't have a right to be on that installation just because it's owned by the government. If they tell you you can't be here, guess what? You can't be there. Go away. But the realization that I came into was, as my YouTube channel has grown in views, I'm about a quarter of a way, a little more than a quarter of a way, to where they say, hey, you can turn on a thing where basically we're paying you for advertising space. That's when you see the commercials come onto the YouTube channels, and they actually pay those people a little bit per view because of the advertising space. So you have some idiot acting a fool who gets 400,000 views. You just gave that person probably $20,000 to $40,000, which is encouraging them to continue to do what they're doing. Now, my realization that I came to is, even though I might like it when the officer does get to arrest that person, or does get to put their hands on that person because they go too far, and the officer is like, now I have you, now you're under arrest, yes you are being detained. It doesn't happen that often. Most of the time the officer thinks, hey, it's not worth the hassle even if I can arrest this person or give this person a ticket. So you watch the video and you actually make that idiot some money. So my thing that I'm doing now is I'm just not going to watch it. I'm not going to be a part of it, and I'm going to encourage you not to watch those videos, not to encourage those idiots. That way maybe we can hurt their pocketbook a little bit, and it will discourage them from doing that idiotic stuff, and maybe they can get some more creativity in them where they can go out and make videos that are actually interesting, educational, or at least not that moronic. So that's my opinion on it. You can definitely leave a comment. Like the video if you agree. You can share it if you want to spread the word on that. And subscribe to the channel because it does help me out. And, I always appreciate it. So, thanks again for watching. And this was Red Dirt Outdoors.